all, this is Monica with the Body Electric Supplement, where we supercharge our lives. So I'm semi-preparing myself. I'm doing more reflecting than actual lesson planning for a session and tomorrow. But I ended up perusing social media as I try to stay away from it as much as possible. And that's one of those things that helps supercharge your life, getting away from that time suck. But anyway, I was actually testing my equipment and all this other stuff, and then I just happened to just going over to the Facebook, and I am still a musician, uh, and being a member of a few Facebook groups in the local area, and I just saw a post that just kind of really just, I don't know, stopped me in my tracks, because first of all, I was like, what in the world? It was those things that trigger me, and I feel, and I've come to know that a trigger is something that alarms us, alerts us, I don't want to say alarm, but alerts us to some deeper research into why that is a trigger, or why does it bother you. So in the post, it was a person who was posting looking for entertainers for their business event. It was basically a party celebrating their business. And on the post, I already did a live on this too. I might post a live. On the post, it's asking the performers to give them $50 for a chance to play 2 or 3 songs in 6 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. So yes, that bothers me. And it bothers me because I still give music lessons, and I also give career advice. And that's kind of where it has led me in my journey now, that I advise creative types and people starting out and they want this career and life in music to look out for things like this. This is shady at best. It is so, I don't even know what the word is. It's disrespectful. It's like you want the entertainment, but you don't want to compensate it. So I try to teach my clients and my students that you don't have to put up with this. This is not how it works. I've even, like I said, I could give you some examples of things that has happened. And I hate that certain industries, and it's not just music, really take advantage of people who just don't know any better, and they try to sell them the dream, and they don't really give them all of the information that they actually need if they really were serious, or if they are serious to pursue work in that industry. So yeah, it bothered me. So I went ahead and, lately I just, since I'm not on social media as much, I try not to post, especially on groups and stuff, but I did today. And today it was kind of like, I wasn't trying to be snarky. I just kind of was just saying how this is kind of not supportive, like, to another industry. You're looking for a service from someone, and yet you don't want to compensate them. And so as I posted that, the original poster didn't respond to me, but somebody else did. It was a promoter. Oh my goodness. Yeah. They don't like me, I guess, because, I know the deal. I know the rundown. Well, I know how it's supposed to work versus how some people try to make it work. So game, peeps, game. Listen up, boys and girls. I'm about to tell you what the game is. So anytime you see, how do I put this? there is, I call it a scam. It really is. So anytime there's like the supposedly industry party saying that there's going to be music industry people there or whatever, and then they charge the entertainment for a slot to be there, that is a scam. That is such a scam. Okay? It is a scam. It's a scam for whoever this promoter entity person is. Now, this is what promoters really do. Okay? A real promoter, because I do work with them, they actually work for, they could be have their own agency, which is cool, but they actually work with real, um, how can I put this? Like festivals and venues with that have an established reputation already, and they tell the, I guess I'll just say this, they will actually, mention, say what the event is for, who is going to be there, and as much as the promoter knows, they will give the information because it's a business. If you see somebody posting a flyer, and you can make flyers up for like $50, like 1,000 of them, okay? So when you see those flyers out there, and you know what I'm talking about, we've seen them, and they're asking you, performer, to pay somebody so that you can have a slot. The only way that kind of works is open mic. And that is at an established venue that has that as an established thing. Okay? When people say they're hosting industry parties and they're not being very specific about it, but yet they want you to pay to perform there, it's a scam. Okay? People, I guess, in the industry, as they are talking about it, because I know people in the industry, they do these. I'm just so verklempt at the whole idea, because I'm like, I can go see them if I want to. Like, I've been deep enough in the business that I don't have to pay some middle person to go see them or reach out to them. Okay? If their job is to talent scout, then they need to actually talent scout. That's a waste of their time if you think about it. Anybody with what, $50 in 6 minutes can show up in your face. That's a waste of their time. So I really want y'all to think on that. So uh, that's just, again, another game peeps game part of this. But anyway, so I am very passionate about this. So I want people to realize that you can have a life and career doing what you want to do, even if it's creative, even if, they said, what, 20, 30, whatever, how many years ago, oh, you got to do this, this, and this. You kind of don't. You can make social media work for you. If you understand, and I don't even know what the modern uh, verbiage of this is, but CEO, it's like, wait, is it SEO? Sorry, SEO, where if you've got a good marketing team with you, and that's who you need to pay, really, in my opinion, not these venues or these quote unquote promoters, because what they were trying to do, and like I said, this other promoter, sorry, I'm back on it. The other promoter that jumped on the Facebook feed was like, well, if they're not famous, then they have to pay us. I'm like, that makes 0 cents. 0 cents. Do you know how much money corporate bands make? Do you know how much, like, are you serious? See, this is the scam. Don't fall for the scam, y'all. Learn the real business and not fall for the scams, because they come to you asking you for money for a handout, and that's the scam. Okay? Um, and so, yeah, this is my belief, quite honestly. now that I've seen this internet and I've seen how, some things work, yeah, you can use the social platforms in one way, but then you've got to rethink what it is that you quote unquote do that's creative. And this is for my creative friends out there. You've got to be a business. You have to be a business. And I know, a lot of us kind of know that, like, in the loop, be a brand yourself. You've got to be a business, and you've got to have a marketing team. Like, before you, if you got to pay anybody, pay them to drive traffic, internet traffic to um your website, not your social media. Social media is super helpful in that, but drive them back to your website. And so that's how you win in this. Okay, you don't need, you know Joe Schmo with his business card and slick back hair saying he can make you famous. That's, they're running scared, and that's why he was trying so hard to mansplain me. Like, I used to work for this record company. I used to, do this work at this radio station. Goodness gracious, honey. Yeah. So there's reason why, and I've have interviews. Maybe I need to start linking a lot of the interviews I have done with other people onto my channel, my YouTube channel, so you can see that. I mean, I've refused a lot of things in my day because I knew that wasn't working for me. It's not what I wanted. Okay? Not everybody wants or needs the same thing out of what they do, out of their craft. Okay? And that's really, in the end, what I want to expose more people to. You don't have to be on TV to make an honest living making music. You don't have to give somebody your money to stand on a stage for 6 minutes. You don't. You really don't. Okay? So the days of that happening are pretty much over. And I'm kind of glad. Yeah, I'm kind of glad. Because there's too many people who really are talented or not getting recognition because they don't fit a box, because then that's where it all leads to. These people who want your money, the middleman people who want your money, your money that you deserve as a creative. They want your money, but then they only want you to work in a certain way, in a certain light. So when people try to, I don't even know what the word is, like skim me, I guess, I don't know, fish me or whatever. They saw me doing things out in the world, performing, and even though I didn't do anything that looked like what they were promoting or whatever, they saw the talent and they saw the skill. They saw dollar signs, and they were trying to find ways to make sure they could get dollar signs in both, paid in both hands. Because what happens is, when artists pay promoters get paid from the other side too. Okay, they get paid both sides. If they're trying to, like, gather an audience of people, the audience of people are paying. Okay, why would the artist also be paying? Makes no sense. So because, I, like I said, I've studied this, communications. That's the whole theory behind television, the whole theory behind radio when it was first invented. As long as you had the equipment to turn on TV or radio, it's free to you. It has been free up until what, the last, when cable was invented in the 70s. You just pick up the reception out of the sky. Okay. And where the money came in was through the advertisers. The advertisers wanted the audience, they wanted the people. And so television, radio, they're just the middle people. They get the money. They get, no, they get the audience. Sorry, they get the audience, and advertisers pay them. And audience is just free. But now, laughing now. Now with cable and satellite, audience pays, advertisers pay. Guess who's getting all that money? Because cable does now have commercials, by the way, y'all. Remember, I don't know if some of you know this or not, but cable started off with things like HBO, and HBO didn't have commercials. They just showed the movies, okay? They just showed what they showed. And then I'm thinking by the time CNN came around, the first like official news station, 24-hour, they started those commercials, but people were still paying for cable. Yeah. But anyway, so I just again wanted to come on here uh, as I prepare. Yeah, I guess this should motivate me now, definitely, to help my creative types to be more savvy in the world. You can make it. You can do it. There are so many people who are fighting against it, basically. And so I guess I also wanted to mention when I started posting on this group, a couple of my other friends, musician friends, they started seeing the feed and started also commenting too, because I'm like, this is a scam. And then I had another person on my Facebook feed on the opposite end who is a promoter, one a more official promoter for venues and stuff like that. But even his job is going to be, I'm sorry or not, it's going to be slim picking since we are now, I don't know, facing another lockdown. I don't know, internet is free ish, So yeah, he totally went in. So I'm looking at his post now. So he's like, basically, yeah, what I also want to say on this end is as we work to be more mindful to actually strive for our goals, yes, along the way there's going to be people who will push back, that will try their best to remind you of the past, like, well, you are doing this, or you're too old, and you're this and that. Like, even in this post, he did a really long post for a dude, I will say that. But yeah, he basically is either calling, he's trying to defend his part of, the music industry by saying, well, we charge people because there's some people who are just hobbyists, or they're part-timers, or they got a day job, and that kind of thing. So it's like he's trying to insult people. What about those actors, singer, dancer types? Don't they have day jobs? They got more than one job. See, you see what I'm saying here? They're trying their best, y'all. Those gatekeepers, they're hurting. I'm so sorry, but not really. They're hurting. You know, when the old models just didn't work for people who are creative, and especially if you didn't want to fit into a box. And that's where we are right now. That's what I'm so excited about, to know that this is about to just burst wide open if we all play our cards right. Okay? So yeah, so I'm looking at him. He is, yeah, he lost a lot of money since the shutdown. He couldn't book any venues, and now he's like, I need to defend my job when we come back. Oh yeah, he's like, if you're a hobbyist or a casual, or you're just here to take up space, wasting audience's time. Yeah. So yeah, so he is mad. He probably saw my post, whatever. Um. Yeah. So yeah, his job is in jeopardy. So the model is changing. So there you go. But yeah, body electric supplement, y'all. We about to like shock the world. If you're serious, it's time. Let's get it. Okay? Take care.